Tuesday, March 1st, 2022. The time is 2 p.m. Officially calling the meeting to order. It is our weekly business meeting. Attending are Commissioners Brooks and Filios. Commissioner Leslie Duncan is on a legislative conference call, probably joining us later. And JT, why don't you lead us in the pledge, sir?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. At our last business meeting, we decided that we would allot about 30 seconds for a moment of silence to use as you wish. Some folks might choose to pray. So why don't we do that now? And you might want to remember the situation in the Ukraine. Thank you. Okay, then. Thank you, everyone. All right, do we have any changes to the agenda? Hearing none. Okay, so let's go on with approving the minutes of the meeting. Meetings, excuse me. Bill, do you want to?
Here's last thing.
Oh, okay.
I move that we approve the meeting minutes as outlined in our agenda for March 1st, 2022.
I'll second that.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, the motion is carried. The consent calendar, please. Go ahead, Bill.
Oh, okay.
Leslie's trying to get settled in.
Consent calendar as listed in our agenda for March 1st, 2022.
I'll second that.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye. And so now we move on to the payables list. And I get, let's see, where are we?
Payables is number 10.
Number 10, yeah.
And I move that we approve the payables for the week of February 21st through 25th, 2022, in the amount of $412,321.51.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, motion is carried. Okay. First within our business segment is item 11, scope of work and contract for the impact fee analysis for the capital improvement plan development with Galena Consulting and our BOCC.
Yes, we've gone over this a couple times and refined, and I think we're finally to a point that we're ready to sign it.
Okay, motion, please.
I move that we approve the scope of work and contract for impact fee analysis and capital improvement plan development with Galena Consulting.
Second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, and the motion is carried.
And I just want to add one thing to that. When I had spoke to Ann after the meeting today, because we don't want to do two outreaches, we're probably going to accelerate our contract and do the outreach all at once. So
So do them both.
Do them both.
Okay.
Yep.
That's okay.
It's okay with me.
Faster. Okay, makes sense. Item 12, Proclamation Telecommunications Week for 911. Is that Colin?
It's going to be Lieutenant Higgins.
I'm sorry, say again?
Lieutenant Higgins.
Oh, Lieutenant Higgins, go right ahead.
Lieutenant Higgins. Yeah, so this is a request for a proclamation of declaring April 10th through the 16th of 2022 as National Telecommunications Week, or Telecommunicators Week. This is an annual thing. During the week, we're going to do some events for our dispatchers, and this just kind of makes a formality for the commissioners to recognize the hard work that those men and women do.
Lieutenant Higgins, would you like me to read it into the record?
Yes, please.
All right, a proclamation declaring April 10 through 16, 2022 as National Telecommunicators Week. Whereas emergencies can occur anytime and that require law enforcement, fire, or emergency medical services. And whereas an emergency occurs, it is the prompt response of law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical service providers that is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property. And whereas the safety of our law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical service providers is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who telephone the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office Central Dispatch. And whereas emergency communications officers are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services, and whereas emergency communications officers are the single vital link for our law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical services providers by monitoring their activities by radio, providing them information, and ensuring their safety, and whereas emergency communications officers of the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients, and whereas each emergency communications officer has exhibited compassion, understanding, professionalism, and displayed untiring efforts during their assigned shifts in the past year. Now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners of Kootenai County, by the virtue of the authority vested in us by the Constitution of the State of Idaho, do hereby proclaim the week of April 10th through the 16th, 2022 as National Telecommunicators Week in Kootenai County in honor of the men and women whose diligence and professionalism keep our county and citizens safe.
Okay. I guess that is the motion, right?
Is that the motion?
Do we even need a motion?
Yeah, you do, but that sounds like you made a motion.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
okay, well, I'll second that motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion is carried. Item 13, Advisory Board application. David Atkins to Community Guardians, and this is the term ending this year, December 31st of 22, and this individual would be replacing Dr. Purrington. If there's no discussion, motion?
I move that we approve the appointment of David Atkins to the Community Guardians term ending 12/31/22.
Second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion is carried. Another Advisory Board appointment, number 14, Suzanne Scheid to the Aquifer Protection District, also expiring 12/31 of 22, and replacing Jesse Camburn.
I move that we approve the advisory board appointment of Suzanne Scheit to Aquifer Protection District, term ending 12/31/22.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion's carried. Item 15, contract for services between Roberburn Priya Auditing LLC and the district, and with, juvenile detention. Once again, this is getting repetitious, but anyway, it's a contract for services between, for auditing services between Priya Auditing and our juvenile detention. JT, please.
You have to come to a microphone.
Yep. Just turn it on.
Take your time.
Okay, take your time. There you go.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. The contract you have before you is a contract for our triennial pre-inspection that we have to go through. This is the third auditor that we've gone through to get a contract in place. They've pulled out on us. We've been fortunate enough to find one local, and it's going to cost about $3,000 less than it would have if we'd gone outside the area. The contract has the audit to take effect at the end of August.
And you've budgeted for it?
Budgeted, yeah.
Okay.
So almost half what we budgeted for.
Okay, yeah, because you budgeted 4,500, so you're running half.
Budgeted over 7,000.
Oh, over 7, okay. All right. Motion?
I move to approve the contract for services between what is that hissing?
It's, so put it on the card, JT. Put the microphone. Yeah, you can actually turn it off now. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you're good.
thank you.
Between-
They're super sensitive.
Priya Auditing LLC and the District 1 Juvenile Detention and RoboBeam.
Yeah, they said it again. It's repetitious.
Yeah, you don't. Second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion's carried. Item 16, program agreement and MOA with U.S. Customs and Border Protection and CDA Jet Center LLC, Airport. Stephen.
Commissioner Stephen Kierkegaard, for the record, this is a program agreement with Customs and Border Protection and then an MOA with Stancraft Jet Center. What the program is Customs is agreeing to provide a border protection agent at the airport for 40 hours a week. We are then agreeing to pay them a dollar amount that they haven't truly determined yet. And the MOA is an agreement between us and Stancraft that they are going to pay us that same dollar amount to us, and then we're just going to hand that money to Customs and Border Protection.
Okay. And then once Stancraft decides they don't want to do that anymore, then,
We terminate all the contracts and everything just terminates.
okay.
And what's their role at our airport?
Stancraft Jet Center is the fixed-based operator.
Okay.
We do not have to provide space, we do not have to provide anything, that is all being handled by Stancraft Jet Center.
So, Stephen, the reason for this, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's because we have a lot of jets coming from maybe Canada or Mexico, and they'll have to go to a different airport to go through customs before they can land us, but now they can land directly with us.
Yep, it allows people to come in directly from Canada. Mexico is a little bit odder, but they could do Southeast Asia as well if they're flying directly from there as well.
Oh. Wow, okay.
What? Oh,
Southeast Asia, yeah.
do you expect flights directly from Southeast Asia?
You could.
Oh, okay.
It depends on the overflying requirements. There's a lot of rules that come with this.
Okay, just wondering. All right.
So this is
Long
actually
trip.
two separate agreements, so,
Yeah, how do we want to handle this?
okay, just, you don't want two motions, you just want one motion, even though it's two contracts. Okay. I'll take that.
Okay.
Okay, I move that we approve the program agreement and MOA with Stancraft Jet Center or CDA Jet Center
For the MOA, yes.
for the MOA, yes, for, with Kootenai County. And then I also move that we approve the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agreement with Kootenai County.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Item 17, financial budget, transfer of K-9 insurance reimbursement to K-9 donation account. Sheriff, and this is the patrol segment. Action item, who's taking this?
I am
Under Sheriff,
Captain
Captain.
Brett Nelson on behalf of the Sheriff's Office. Last year on December 21st, the board unanimously accepted a resolution for the retirement of Sheriff's K-9 Dino for medical reasons. With the assistance of the HR department, we filed a claim with ICREMP and were able to receive a reimbursement check in the amount of $16,749.34. Today, I come before the board seeking to transfer the reimbursement funds from the county's reimbursement account to the Sheriff's K-9 account.
Is that for a new dog and a new handler?
Yes, and any services that go along with that.
Okay.
Now, was the dog retired?
Yes,
Yeah,
Still
medical.
alive?
Medical.
it's still live.
Medical problems.
Medical problems, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill?
I move that we approve the transfer of K-9 insurance reimbursement to K-9 donation account in the Sheriff's Office.
Second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion's carried. Thank you, Captain. Item 18, grant agreement and between the Idaho Department of Parks and Rec and Kootenai County Recreational Boating Safety Program with Idaho Department of Parks and Rec for $112,712, and it's a cash match vessel account of $56,356. And this is with our Resource Management Office. Is it Jody?
Actually, Sergeant Miller might.
Oh, are you going to handle it? Go right ahead, Sergeant.
Yeah, Sergeant Ryan Miller, Sheriff's Office, for the record.
Oh, you were right there.
And yes, I think it's pretty self-explanatory unless you have any questions. This year is a little bit lower than last year's, but the entire state saw a little bit lower funds. So we do have the $56,356 for the match of that.
How many deputies on board so far?
So far, we have one coming from the jail. We have two returning from last season, and then we have a deputy who resigned recently that is coming back for the season. So we'll have those four. I hired a fifth seasonal that's new this year, and I have a couple more in backgrounds, but our numbers will be low, much lower than we hoped for.
Okay.
We started with a lower pool.
Yeah, well, everybody has,
Yeah, we're in this, everybody's in the same boat. Okay.
so.
All right then. Thank you. Motion?
I move that we approve the grant agreement between Idaho Department of Parks and Rec and our recreational boating safety program.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Thank you,
I
Sergeant.
want to talk to you about a resolution, so can you stick around? Thank you.
Item 19, ratify the contract for district court to use the Eagles property for jury selection for a session to occur today, March 1st, at Hayden Eagles. And this is bailiffs and security action. Pete, did you want to speak to this, please? You could just tap it and turn on the green light. It doesn't have to be near you. You can,
The Supreme Court opened us up, so we were able to use our jury rooms.
uh-huh.
It's the Hayden Eagles along with Fairgrounds and 1B are our alternative choices. But as long as we stay open, we'll always use our courtrooms. But we still need Hayden in the background as this is evaluated weekly.
Okay.
So it fully depends on COVID numbers every week, so
Nice to be in green, isn't it?
it is.
Okay, so you're keeping them on standby in essence?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Motion?
I move that we ratify the contract for district court to use the Eagles property for jury selection.
Second?
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion's carried. Thank you, Pete. Okay, moving on to our status update. Thank you, Dave. First item, facilities expansion.
Yep, just waiting for the ARPA presentation in March.
Okay, so that will occur this month. Okay.
Yep.
PAC Airport lease.
24th,
Oh, yeah,
PAC will
that's
meet.
right, at their board meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, nothing on Skeet Club.
Nothing.
Not yet.
Okay.
For a while.
Open. Okay. Impact fee analysis.
We just dealt with
We
that.
just dealt
and-
with-
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So my question is, do we leave it on as we go through the process, or we can just take it off because Ann will keep us on track?
You want to take it off?
Yeah, I would take it off, and then if she has something special coming up, she can
Okay.
make note of it.
All
and we
right,
can
let's
put
take it
back.
off.
Done.
Let's scratch, okay. North Lot land sale, are we done?
Well, pretty close. We have the survey, and it is with legal right now to do the deed. And then when the deed is ready, we'll bring it before a business meeting, and then we will be done.
Okay, and Rod, I guess, was staking it,
Yes, he did stake it.
because I heard that, what is the county up to now? And so, never,
Up to
okay,
cleaning up some stuff. That's what we're up to.
okay. Financial report, Dina, first of the month, go.
Thank you, Commissioners. The large piece of paper that I left in front of you is what we'll be covering today. I left some turnover stats as well. There was a question about turnover last time, so those are provided by IT today for your review. So starting on the first page, our health insurance, right now, we're at 40% of the year, and that's about where we are with medical. So we're tracking right on target for
Okay.
our medical expenditures.
Okay.
Which is good because they can fluctuate. And budget to actual by elected official, just by the graph, everybody's under 40% right now. So again, everybody's holding their own. Now, if we turn our attention to the center, you can see a familiar refrain since the last couple times we talked. BOCC Public Defender is leading the charge with open positions. The other key drivers, jail and 911. If you take those three together, that's 52% of our open positions. So those are the hot areas, but all the other departments are listed there. This just continues to be a struggle. However, if we flip the page over to the second page and look down at the bottom left, I looked at overtime usage by elected official, and really considering the sheriff's struggles as a whole, they're still on track. They're just under 40%. But that's taking all sheriff's departments and smashing them together.
Okay.
So I'm sure, you know, if we were to look at those individually, we'd see in the jail, we would see a big spike. But on the whole, right now, sheriff's holding his own at a total basis. The other big ones that are driving, of course, assessor, who came to visit you last week about their overtime problems. The other one, clerk and judges, that has absolutely to do with district court. So those are our big drivers there. And then the other areas, I mean, we're pretty much on track. There was a large number that I looked into when we looked at revenue here in the upper of the two. The intergovernmental, it shows that we've collected more intergovernmental than we've budgeted at this point at 107%. That's counting our grants. So right now, we have 16 million of ARPA grants sitting in there that we haven't spent anything. And we also have 1.7 million of public defense grant money sitting in there. So that's why that intergovernmental looks so big, but it's just grant money sitting there that hasn't been spent but has been awarded and booked. So that's the big drivers. Any questions?
Back to the front page, that 5.5 million, is that a snapshot? Today we have 5.5 million in open positions, or is that at the end of the year, we expect to have 5.5 million?
That is the total dollar value of each of those open positions for
Today.
a whole year.
Oh, for a whole year.
For a whole year. I'm just looking as if that position were open for the whole year.
Okay.
That's the dollar value. If you look to the upper right now,
Uh-huh.
it's about 4.2.
Okay,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
underspent, okay.
Yeah.
Underspent by 4.2,
Yeah.
okay.
So, yeah, it's a problem that businesses are having as well.
Yeah, Dina, where's our fund balance?
I am actually working on that right now, and I'll be coming forward with an assigned fund balance calculation for you to think about where you want to move the money around in
Okay,
preparation
okay.
for the budget. Just doing some cleanup stuff before I bring it to you. But if you would like, I can put that on a status update as well, unless
Yeah,
you
it
would
might
like it
help.
as an agenda item.
Well, how much time do you want to spend on it? Because typically we go through and we say yes here, no here, move this money here. So usually
Oh, I
it's a
don't know, how
whole.
much time does it take?
I don't know, we usually take half hour, 45 minutes. I
Yeah.
can send it to you ahead of time to review,
Okay,
and maybe we put it at the end, or, you know, whatever you
Yeah, I
think.
mean, we don't need a lot of detail.
No.
It's just that every now and then it comes up and people will ask, what's your fund balance? And yes, we have
well,
to
she's talking
qualify.
about the exercise, not just the fund balance. She's talking about the exercise has to be brought forward where we say, okay, we like having IT at $1 million. We like having 2 million for the sheriff's projects. That's what she's talking about, this fund balance report.
Yep, so we'll look at all the fund balances and we'll decide what we want our cash backup amount to be. Right now, it's at 2 months spending that we set aside.
Reserve,
And then
yes.
whatever's left,
Okay,
then we assign that every year, basically
okay,
a parking lot.
so then basically, depending on how we assign determines the unassigned.
Yes.
Right. Well, and the unassigned drives what's left in the assigned. And
Right.
if we want to have 2 months set aside, if we want to have 3 months set aside, the best practice is 3 months. Right now, our policy is 2 months. So something to think about how you want to approach.
So even if,
upcoming-
because we're going through the budget process, and to Leslie's point, we're gonna have to be assigning.
Right.
Would you know, or would it be easy to determine at the present time what is the unassigned? Just a
Yeah, we
snapshot
could
of
do
the
a
unassigned?
snapshot.
That's it,
We could do that.
yeah. Because the assigned is gonna change as we go
Right.
along, clearly.
All right.
Right. And I
Okay.
think we did talk about going to 3.
Yeah, didn't we?
We did.
Did we decide it?
I
thought
don't
we
know
did.
that we brought a resolution forth yet.
We didn't?
That would be part of doing that
Yeah.
exercise.
Okay.
With inflation the way it is,
Right,
be something to consider.
yeah.
Okay. So I guess I have to read the statement. Okay, so requests for Kootenai County ARPA funding are now undergoing evaluation. If you have any questions or comments about the American Rescue Plan Act or Kootenai County's evaluation process, please direct them to the arpa@kcgov.us email address. By the way, today is the deadline for submissions, March 1st, which I presume hasn't changed. Public comment. William, come forward.
Yes, green light. Push the button. There you go.
There it is.
There you go, you're on.
Hi, my name is William Lee from Coeur d'Alene. Good afternoon, Commissioners. I heard this morning at the ARPA Task Force, there's going to be a town hall, but no other details were advertised at the event. I was wondering if you guys could tell me.
March 8th, 1 week from today, in this room, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay, all right, great.
Now, that's your town hall.
That's my town hall.
Oh, yeah.
Leslie's Town Hall.
Yeah, on
not the
ARPA.
boards.
Correct. It's on ARPA, though.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Anyone's invited, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Anyone else? Hearing none, 2:26, meeting adjourned. Thank you.